Welcome to the Thing About Arsenal. Lovely to have you guys here. Nice to see you. It's been a good weekend. Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0. We had Zubimendi, we had Gyökeres scoring twice. Johnny, you were at a wedding. It was at 3 p.m. Did you see any of it?
I didn't. I had to go home and watch the full match on the Sunday.
Oh,
but what I was—
Did you know the score?
I knew the score because we were all sitting around. We were all sitting around the table, and actually, I was surrounded by all my Gooner mates with our wives.
Yeah,
and we kept getting told off by our wives for checking flash score and going, scored. You know what I mean? Oh, that's been disallowed. Getting the assist wrong and who scored the assist and everything, who got the assist and everything. But it was fun. The wedding was brilliant. Congratulations to Bright and Ida. Lovely couple.
Congrats.
And it was made better because we won 3-0. So,
but what point of the wedding was the match?
During the speeches.
Oh right,
yeah,
that's
it
better.
was
not the service.
It was
that'd have been a bit of an nightmare.
It weren't really a service.
Yeah,
it was. We were all very. It was a very long series of speeches.
Okay,
so we could take our eye off the ball a little bit and focus on the football during it. So it was probably a good time just to be checking the scores. But then.
But you want it to be in. It was like, you know, if anyone objects, speak now, forever hold your peace. Get in! Oh, sorry. No, not that. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
And were the bride and groom, were they Arsenal fans at all?
No, the groom is a Borough fan and the bride is a Borough fan out of force.
Okay,
she's been forced to be a Borough fan as well.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever sneakily watched a game, like during
great question.
like a set or something like that?
Oh, yes. Well, not at a set. During sound checks and stuff, I've actually not done sound checks to watch the Arsenal before.
Okay.
So I literally stopped. Yeah, everyone's like, we're going, I don't need to sound check. It's like the 7th date of a 20-date tour, so I'm going to watch the Arsenal instead. But yeah, if there is nothing that will stop me from watching Arsenal normally.
Would you ever, if you were presenting, like if you were like on the radio, would you have it just there on the
I've never done it on the radio, but I have done it during like a live DJ set. I remember watching Creamfields and it was playing at Creamfields and it was North London Derby.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's got to be done.
The decks are like here. And I just had my phone like right under the decks like that.
Yeah.
It was like huge tent, like 8,000 people, and I was like,
oh yes.
Creamfields is always really muddy as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it muddy that year as well?
Yeah, it's muddy every year.
Every year.
Yeah,
That's the good thing about the phone is that you can actually sort of it's quite easy to be subtle about watching a game.
Yeah, and the event photographer who was kind of like zooming around me, also a Gooner that I knew.
Oh, brilliant.
So he was just like,
I remember
what's the score?
The only time I've ever sneaked it was actually an England game. I remember being at an Usher concert in 2004 and listening to the penalties.
Wow!
Right, it was the Portugal penalties. Yeah, confessions era, and it was England-Portugal when Ronaldo got kicked by Rooney or something like that, and then Usher at the end came out in a David Beckham shirt. Right, and he got booed because England had gone out. Well, it was a great result on Saturday. You must be feeling top of the world.
I was actually thinking yesterday on the way here, or yesterday when I was thinking about the show, I was like, right, I was here 2 weeks ago, which it's not that long ago.
Yeah.
But when I think about the show 2 weeks ago and today's show, I'm like, as fans, we're actually mental.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks ago, I was on the brink of having some sort of football breakdown.
Agreed.
When we drew to Forest.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, we're going to win the league.
Is that only 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh
my!
So. Yeah, you're right. But what's been interesting was it's sort of seeing that Rice and Zubimendi almost playing a little bit like that sort of old school Vieira, Gilberto sort of pivot there. One goes forward, one stays back, and obviously Rice is so great when he's driving forward. But also interestingly, Kai playing in that Odegaard position, he's sort of joining up there. Yeah. We're almost playing a bit like Liverpool are doing, a bit like United have been doing, a bit like a 4-4-2.
Yeah,
we're bringing it back to the good old days.
Yeah.
But what Zubimendi, I thought one of his best performances.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And as you know, I've been singing his praises all year. And it's almost like a 4-2-4. When you've got that low block, we knew Sunderland, they are very compact, very structured, and they were going to have a really low block. And we're going to be up against that. And so what I liked most, and I know you mentioned it briefly on the reaction show, was the fact that we started taking long shots. Arteta's like, if they're going to sit further and further back, we got space. Yeah. To have shots, and if they then want to start closing down the shots, it might open up space behind it. So I like the fact that during that game, probably the game we've had the most long shots in a long time, and we scored from one, and nearly scored from another couple. Havertz was great. Havertz had a curling shot as well, I remember, in that game as well. So yeah, it was a new tactic, I felt.
And we're as terms of like long shot goals, we're the third in the league for long shot goals. And it was really interesting, Lucy, I thought, seeing that, because Trossard was getting doubled up on, and that's what we often see with Madueke or Saka before that double up. But then that leaves free that Zubimendi, that leaves free Rice, that leaves free Havertz to have those long shots. So I think that teams are going to start going, oh, we can't double up on those wingers because now they're going to have long shots, which is only going to benefit Bukayo Saka when he comes back.
Yeah, I think in the past we've got quite frustrated when there is a low block and we're trying to play this tiki-taka football and it's not quite pulling off. They've got the reins on us, and so you do want to see those long shots just so you can draw them out, like you said. As soon as you draw them out, space in behind, and then you can go back to playing tiki-taka football and maybe get one in. Like that's the whole point of kind of switching it up. So it's nice to see them doing that. And I think what I enjoyed most, or why I think I was happiest at the end of this game in particular, was not only because of the scoreline, it was very professional job, but also the amount of the amount of squad rotation that we did, but we were actually happy about. Because I think in the past, last time I was on the pod, we were like, that front three's not working. Like Madueke's didn't work out wide in that particular setup. But I think given that Saka's injured, Odegaard didn't start, I thought everyone did a solid job and it worked.
100%. I feel like the versatility of this squad and this team is getting overlooked a bit. We find a new way to win games. It was set pieces, or whether it's own goals, or whether it's long shots, or whether it's the beating teams in transition. We always find a way. It gets Bayern, you saw it. So that's why second half has been better. We work out teams and we use the tools to our disposal to beat a team. And I feel as though that's what the legacy of this team will be by the end of the season, is that they always just had enough tools to get the job done.
It's getting that first goal, and I think that's why we were so frustrated after the Man United game, because we actually did get that first goal, and that should have been a game like this. It should have been routine, and this did feel quite routine. Although I thought Sunderland played really, really well, and they're a tricky team. There's a reason why they're in the top 10, and they should be in the top 10. They're a very, very tricky team. But Zubimendi taking that long shot when it wasn't quite working, and it's his fifth goal in the league. I think he scored 6 goals in all competitions. Something that Arteta said that he was surprised they didn't realise he was going to have adding G's and A's to the team. And what a brilliant goal! Outside of the boot, it's perfect. It goes in off the post. It's just so perfect. Like Martin Keown this week said, he thinks that he's been Arsenal's player of the season. Lucy, would you agree?
Yeah, I would say player and signing of the season for us, for sure. I mean, the technique for that goal was just phenomenal. I know he's both footed, but still, when you watch it from that angle, when the camera's kind of just behind him and you see it sort of take that curl. I won't remember at the end of the season when we win the league. If someone goes, do you remember that Sunderland game? Actually, the game is kind of one of those games that it was so sort of just job done. Yeah. I won't remember too much about it, but I will remember that goal.
I've got to give myself a little plug here. I went on Soccer AM years ago and I scored a very, very similar goal on a half volley.
That is
and I will ask our producer to find the footage of it. That was one of my most proud moments in life. But it was just that where you cut across it and it was only Soccer AM and I was up against no defenders or anything else. But technically, it was very, very similar. So Martin Zubimendi, my technical twin. Well done.
When I was on Soccer AM, I was dressed as Arsene Wenger, and I took a shot and I skied it over the bar, and my mates absolutely ripped into me and still do to this day. But I blame I was wearing Arsene Wenger's shoes. You should be playing football in Arsene Wenger's shoes. I had a touch of Liam Rossignol. Now, also he did Mikel Merino's celebration. Not many people saw this, and I know we didn't actually mention this on the instant reaction because that is where I sit. And Zubimendi scored the goal, and after all the celebrations, he then went back down and did Marino's little round the corner flag celebration. And Marino today is undergoing surgery on his foot, and he's going to be out for 4 months. So his aim now is just to be fit for the World Cup. And he is going to be a big miss. I know he's not a starter, but this sort of game would have been perfect for him. And I actually think Thursday's game against Brentford would have been perfect for him. His physicality and what he offers. I think we're really going to miss Marino, aren't we?
Yeah, I actually love Marino as a player, because I just think he's you can put him in so many different situations, and he can just help us out.
He's like the uncle that you call round if something's broken in your house, isn't it? He's got that reliable sort of that reliable character that we need around the squad. So he's gonna be missed. And get well soon, Mikel. Get well soon.
We had a question from Paul on email, and he was saying he was listening to Jim's other mates, the Football Ramble, this week, and he said there was a question which was, which footballer you'd like to clone to make an entire starting 11, and which current Arsenal player would you choose to do that with? Now, mine would be Mikel Merino. I just feel like he's a guy, he could play in goal. I can imagine that would work. Right, he's not the quickest. I think it'd be quite a slow side, but there's not a position I don't think Miguel Merino could play. Like, I don't know about you, Johnny. What player would you pick?
What player would I pick? I probably would pick Declan Rice.
I was
But it's a similar,
Yeah.
for similar sort of reasons. But you know the effort, the lungs.
As a striker, though.
Yeah, because he's a great ball striker.
Okay.
So I feel like he will work things out. Same as Marino, he'd work it out quickly where to play anywhere on the pitch. And he's obviously like Marino, he's played in multiple positions. If you had a team of Declans, a team of horses,
Yeah.
that would come on.
What's
You
the
ain't beating a team of
word
horses.
for like a herd of horses?
A herd of
Probably
horses.
a herd.
Is it a herd?
I should know. My mum's a horse riding instructor. I should actually know. I say a herd. That sounds like right.
Yeah,
Galleon,
mine,
who would you pick?
mine was between Rice and Marino, but I think I was just imagining Rice in all the positions. Centre back, fine.
Yeah.
Right and left back, fine. Midfield, obviously fine. Forward, fine. Wing,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Marino, Rice, I'd probably say Marino. And then I was thinking goalie, I'll probably say Marino.
Yeah.
I reckon Declan might be one of those people that go, "Huh."
Oh, that's it.
I've just got the picture of him getting scared in all them videos online. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
A ball moving towards him might do that, but he has got the whip. So if we were to play a 4-4-2 and he was a Beckham sort of player,
Okay,
you'd have him out there left wing. Even though he played a bit there, he might have struggled a little bit, but right wing doing a very one-dimensional old school winger role, I think you could do a job.
So Rice in a 4-4-2, just make sure no shots on goal.
Yeah, that's fine. The producer's been in my ear. All right, the producer's earning his money today. Finn, it's a string for racehorses, a string of racehorses,
String.
or a band or a mob of wild horses.
Oh wow,
So it's I'd say a mob of merinos.
a mob of Marino.
So we're actually thinking we go merino, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
I
go
think
A
so.
Marino.
mob of
Merino.
merinos.
Mob of
Okay,
merinos.
good. Now, look, the last time the three of us were on the show, it was just after the Forest draw, where we'd had lots of our Viktor Gyökeres reservations. Look, I think it's difficult to just sort of go, oh, well, now, because he's like the form striker in the Premier League. And I don't know if that's just because he's a really good, to quote Mikel Arteta, a finisher. Is he a really good finisher, a substitute that can come on and finish the game? Or is it just if he starts, Jesus gets to come on and score the goals at him?
He's benefiting from tired legs. He's benefiting from being fitter as well, which I said in the last pod. I do think he is fitter. He is more confident. But I still feel as though, like you said, I think Paul Mercer said it on Gillette Soccer Saturday the other day, is that whoever starts doesn't have a good game. It's whoever comes off the bench is scoring. And I do feel that's a lot of to do with the game state and tired legs. I do think that. But he is more confident, and that's what you want. I loved his celebration after the second goal, the on the floor Bane mask with Martinelli doing
Doing his
doing
whatever
that.
he's doing.
Yeah, I loved that, and I feel that felt like a moment, even though that goal was pretty inconsequential.
Yeah.
But that felt like a moment of him. Maybe that might be that sign of him going to that next level. But I need to see more. He needs to start games. He needs to win us a game from the start as well.
Definitely his confidence looks up since he's been scoring more from like open play goals that aren't tap-ins, basically, where he's had to do a little bit more, take an extra touch, receive a hard pass or go through on goal. Because I remember that goal he scored like a week ago or so where it was tapping, he kind of just looked a bit like, didn't even celebrate. But I think now he's had a few in those circumstances, he looks way more confident.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is definitely...
And happier.
And happier, yeah. And happier, yeah.
Because Arteta said in the week, he said, I love his character. It's very difficult to understand his emotion. He looks straight at you and you don't really know. I would say the same about you, Mikel, actually. But like, I feel like when he scored the third goal, it did feel like there was a happiness that I saw in Gyökeres.
His post-match interviews he reminds me of like some kind of football robot.
Yeah.
Or like a football James Bond baddie or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe he's
Or
giving.
American Psycho.
Pat Bateman.
In Premier League terms, right, Gyökeres has scored against Leeds, Forest, Burnley, Everton and Sunderland. That worries me a little bit as far as a big game player. Do you know what I mean, Lucy?
Yeah, but I think this has been the case for quite a lot of prolific goal scorers at the start. So I wouldn't go too much into it.
No.
But I'm the same as you. Like I would expect more, 100% towards the end of the season and next season. Like that's what we paid for at the end of the day. So, but I definitely think he's also he is definitely kind of coming on to tired legs, and that helps massively. But
great.
maybe that's what he needs.
The thing is, though, what I liked about Gyökeres on Saturday was that when the ball got pinged into him, and interestingly, I think we'll talk after the break, we'll talk more about Brentford and we'll talk about Thiago. But what I think that Gyökeres did really well was when the ball was pinged into him, he actually it stuck to him more than it was sticking to Jesus in the first half. And then he can bring in those other players. You know, if we are going to be playing a lot more long balls, which we did in this game, we are going to need Gyökeres to win those against those big centre backs.
Yeah, which Jesus is very good at, but he's more coming to feet and setting it off.
Okay.
Whereas with Gyökeres, you kind of want him to take his touch open forwards, like straight towards goal.
Yeah, there's an old school sort of way of thinking, like Big Duncan Ferguson. I compared Jeff Horsfield to Gyökeres early in the season.
You said that quite a lot.
Yeah, I know I did, and I feel bad for saying it, so let me take that back. But with a player like that, when you actually know him, you sort of use it to your advantage. If you know he ain't got the best first touch, you stick around it for the knock for
second balls.
Yeah, scraps.
Yeah.
You say the ball's gonna sort of he's gonna gravitate towards him, and then he causes enough chaos for you to be like, okay, I'll get the second ball off the back of his poor touch. That's the kind of player I'm sort of looking at Gyökeres now. I don't think he's ever going to be a player like a Berbatov where he sticks to his feet, but he does occupy a lot of time and space and players. So get around him. He
makes it a bit chaotic as well.
Yeah, he does make it a bit chaotic. Yeah.
Now, on Friday, you guys were talking about celebrity fans. Right now, Tom Hiddleston was there. He had a picture with Bukayo Saka. Does it excite you when you get to see some of those big celebrities there?
I love Loki. I do. Like,
do you?
Yeah, yeah.
I hate Tom Hiddleston.
Do you actually?
Oh, God.
He was on someone else's pod the other day, and he actually come across really well.
Really good. I can't. Do you know what I don't like about him? Is because it was that time he was on the Graham Norton show, and he was sat with Robert De Niro, and he was like, "Hey, Robert, I actually I know all of the scene in Heat," and then Graham Norton's like, "Oh no, do it," like that, and then he does the scene word for word in front of Robert De Niro, like, and it's quite a long impression, and it's like, I mean, I know I'm right, but like, it's like the impression is fine, right? And he does the whole thing. Like, honestly, if you watch it, it will make your skin crawl.
The scene at dinner between Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, he does that,
but it's not like an impression where you're like, oh, Robert De Niro's here, yeah, Robert De Niro, like he just does a scene word for word in front of the greatest actor of all time.
It's a bit beggy, that.
You've got
like, I literally had to Google it.
He's a big Lucy. He's a big star. Hiddleston.
I mean, yeah, he was in Thor 2011.
He's the night manager.
He's the night manager as well.
He's
yeah,
the night manager.
Okay, I mean, I know who he is now. I've looked at his face.
Yeah.
We've got an inordinate amount of celebrity fans, though.
No,
Arsenal
we
are the
loads,
culture
loads,
club,
culture
without
club,
a doubt. We've got so many that it almost becomes a little bit like, okay. But he is. I like Loki. I didn't have an issue with him. And you know why he is as arrogant as he is? If you've got that accent and you're one of the elite actors in Hollywood and you've been there for 10 years, they will gas you up to a monumental level. I'd come back thinking I was Idris, like if I was there for a while. It's that I think they deal with, so it's hard not to be that sort of arrogant prick after a while. So I'll give him that.
All right.
I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch this Graham Norton clip.
No, please do. All right. And if you're falling down that rabbit hole, watch any clip where he offers to dance. Right, because that will make you feel well. I'll send them to you, Lucy.
Why?
I'll send them to you. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Now, we talked a little bit about Take Me Out last week because we were talking about Solanke and how he was he'd said his ideal night was like Take Me Out, X Factor, and the Arsenal. Very 2014. But now on Friday, former Arsenal man John Hartson. He's had quite a few mentions on this show. John Hartson. It's good to see Big John Hartson, and he was on the weakest link list. Have you seen this, Johnny?
I've seen this clip.
Right, if you haven't seen this, I'm going to play this. Have you seen this?
I haven't, so play it for me.
If you haven't, I'm going to play this in. Oh, bless him. I've done a few I'm going to drop this now. I've done a few celebrity quiz shows, right? And you get under pressure. All right. This is what happens when you get under pressure.
It's John. In past times, which video game console launched by Sony in 1994 is now often referred to as the PS1?
P.
PlayStation. Hillary.
No. P. Just goes for P.
Oh,
Oh, Oh, it's the PlayStation. My favourite one of these clears. So this is football related. I don't know if you've seen this. This is on The Chase, right? Where they ask the chaser the question, right? She says Cadbury's. That's wrong, right? So then they go back to the contestants and they go, right, Cadbury's. And they're like, no, she said Cadbury's. Oh, right. She goes, what about Mars? He goes, okay. And then he looks back to Bradley Walsh and goes, Cadbury's.
That's what I've got to shoot a bit of bell there. When the lights are on, I haven't never done a TV quiz, but when the lights are on, I think it does strange things to your brain.
No, 100%. The quiz before here, I was sweating bullets.
Really?
Finn turned the lights down, I swear, to make it more intense. And I forgot the year that we won the Premier League. I was like, what just happened?
Listen, when I was on Celebrity Catchphrase, right? Okay, here we go. I was told in the break to stop answering the questions to let other people have a go.
Oh, really?
I was. Jeremy Vine. I had to give Jeremy Vine a go.
All the people.
Right, but the thing is, right, the trouble is on Catchphrase is that once you get the answer wrong, you're frozen out. So I would let Jeremy Vine and Charlie Hedges have a go. They both got it wrong. Went in there, sailed in there, tapped it in at the back post. It's lovely. Won 17 grand. Fantastic.
For you or for charity?
Well, for charity, But could I have done with the money myself?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that all the time.
Very, very pleased to do it for charity. Very pleased. Now, the quiz we were just talking about, we have got this coming out on our socials, so do check it out. Johnny, did you do well?
Yeah, I did pretty well.
We knew he was going to do well.
I thought I'd have beaten him. Right, I did all right, and I came up. How did Johnny do? And he only got one wrong. I was like, oh, come on. See, fuming, and Lucy did shit. Now, after the break, we're going to be talking about Man City and the title race. Oh, I was having such a lovely weekend. Saturday night, Arsenal have won 3-0. It's easy. We're 9 points clear. Oh, I've got that to look forward to. Man City are going to Anfield, the famous Anfield atmosphere. Right, this is going to be great. Liverpool back in form. We scored 12 goals in 2 games. Back in form. And then Liverpool went 1-0 up. 74th minute. Me and my daughter, she's 4 years old, she was like, who do we support? I was like, the red team, but not forever. Just today, we're supporting the red team. They scored, come on, right? And then Man City got 2 and finished it 2-1, and they're now 6 points behind us. That was an incredible turnaround at Anfield. Did it ruin your weekend, Lucy?
It actually didn't.
Good.
And I'll tell you why.
This is good.
Right? Because, so on the Sunday, this time fixture, I play most of my football games on Sunday at 2:00. So once we're done, we run into the dressing room, have a shower, and then we all peg it upstairs to the clubhouse to watch whatever game's on. So we were watching this game, most of my team.
That's brilliant.
But we play, annoyingly, we have to watch it with the sound off, so they don't quite get the vibes.
Oh, that's right. That means you didn't have to listen to Gary Neville.
Yes, I did not. Which
bonus.
Makes me think that's why I took it a little bit better.
Yes, it probably is,
But it was the manner in which they won it. Although they won it in the very last minute, I think if it was a convincing win, it would have troubled me a bit. But because it wasn't, and it really felt like they were under the cosh.
That is a great point, Lucy.
I was kind of like, I feel like you guys aren't going to do it.
You've made me feel better.
Johnny. I was just about to say that. A lot of the comments that we've had, and we love them all, so keep them coming in, I said that we're like a therapy session after games. That was my bit of therapy there, Lucy, because I was a little bit worried. I literally physically rolled my sleeves up as that penalty, the Haaland penalty went in. I was indoors. My missus looked at me like...
You rolled your sleeves up?
I rolled my sleeves up.
To do what?
Because it's go time, baby. It's go time. We've got a title
pick
to
up
win,
the axe
baby.
and just like chop down a tree or something like that.
I was like, it's about time now. It felt like that.
Okay.
It was just one of those Premier League moments. You could imagine in years to come watching it in Premier League years, and Haaland rolls in the penalty and Man City wheel away and they close the gap on Arsenal. And it's like, I just thought, for a minute.
Donnarumma made this ridiculous save. So it's 2-1. And in the 99th minute, he made a chance that Opta said 19% of the time a keeper should save it. 19%. What a save. Have you seen that save?
I often look at him and think he's not human.
No, well, I often look at him and think he's 52. But yeah, I know.
Isn't he like 24 or
yes.
It's
he's my son. I went, what a save. Although, to be honest with you, I'm like, he's a big lad.
But
he's not
like,
David Seaman, Sheffield United.
It's the way he moves for a big
like
man.
the way he moves. Sorry,
it's very unusual to be that
agile.
mobile and agile at being 7 foot, whatever he is.
When Pep bought him, a lot of people
and
were
52.
Yeah, exactly.
52, yeah.
When he
having arthritis.
When Pep bought him, a lot of people were questioning. He favours goalkeepers that can play, and he can't play, and that's why Luis Enrique didn't mind letting him go and then renew the contract to PSG. But now I've seen in a couple times, he's actually won Man City a lot of points because of his shots. He is the best shot stopper probably on the planet. Next to Courtois, maybe. I'm trying to think of others. He is an unbelievable shot stopper. And that's a game-swinging moment.
Will we be in the Champions League final if it weren't for Donnarumma?
Exactly.
Like that game against PSG, there was one he saved from Odegaard that was in the goal, essentially, and behind him.
Yeah.
And he still saved it. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he is a great shot stopper.
Now, there was a lot of talk about how Man City winning would be a real psychological advantage. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I can't fault anyone saying that this will have a psychological impact, but that is all it is. We have to remember the quality of this squad, and we have to remember that we are so far and away the best squad and team in the league. So I don't think it should have the impact that people are saying it does, because normally when that's been the case, we weren't the best team. So in 22-23, we weren't quite the best team.
Yeah.
We looked really good. This time, if you look at the results and the fact that we've won 31 out of 39 games, we've been the most consistent team by a long way in the Premier League, we should trust in the quality a little bit more. See that as an opportunity, not a challenge. We can really show who's boss, and it's a great time to be brave and to forget the PTSD that sort of overshadows a lot of the discourse around our club.
Mate. I really hope they put some like rallying music under that. That was beautiful, man. My captain. I'd like to go on the opposite side of that. I think this gives Man City a massive psychological boost to win in that last minute. Right, they're going to play Fulham at home. They've only lost one game at home all season. I think they're going to win that. There'll be 3 points behind us. I'm shitting myself.
Yeah, but I do think with that context, like I do think the next few games against them, because we do have to play them a few times, like massive. Like the final. I think that's going to be a massive game to see how the rest of the season is going to go. And I think it's going to be massive for our confidence as well.
Oh, 100%.
Everyone's talking about how we're going to go to Man City in April and lose. Imagine
Are
if
they?
we won there. That's what I feel like everyone's like. They're like, oh, Arsenal still got to go to Man City, presuming Man City will win that one.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, yes, I know. Arteta hasn't gone to the Etihad or Anfield and won yet. I'm not going to deny that. But going back to the game when they came to the Emirates and they were sitting in a low block for 80 minutes.
Yeah.
This is where you've got to really sort of believe and trust in how good this squad is and the quality of the squad, and say, look, we go there and win. And obviously the Carabao Cup final was before.
Yeah.
Winning that would massively help. But we are better. And they haven't got the players from yesteryear. In 2022-23, we had, Rodri's not the same. KD, De Bruyne's not there anymore. There's no Gundogan. There isn't any Carl Walkers. There isn't, you know what I mean, and Edison's. All these, they've lost a lot of leaders.
Sean
They're
Goater's
scared.
not there.
Yeah, Sean Goater's not there. And neither's, who's the other one? Mick, anyway, leave it there.
Kanchelskis.
Yeah.
Kanchelskis is not there anymore. Imagine if Bernardo Silva cried. How fun would that be to see?
God.
It'd be lovely. And stay humble. God, I have actually already started planning things I would like to give to rival fans who've given me enough shit over the last few years.
You just want to see more players cry after the final.
I like tears. I really want to send there was a shop that's very near Jim's flat that does cardboard cutouts of Mikel Arteta, and so I've got a Liverpool fan that gave me so much shit at the end of last season. I've never said anything to him. Right, he got mad at me. So I really do want to buy one of those cutouts and then screenshot all the things he said to me last year, print them out, stick them on Arteta, and then just like leave that outside his door.
Yeah.
I'll
deliver it.
I'll pay towards that,
Yeah.
I'll deliver it.
Thanks. Okay, great. We'll do a group trip.
Chip in and deliver.
A podcast trip. Now, let's roll on and talk about Brentford, right? We're playing them on Thursday night. This, I think, other than Chelsea at home, is our second hardest game we've got left. Okay.
Third hardest.
You think third hardest?
City away.
City away. Nah, that's easy. I've just proved that. Just talked about that. Why are you so worried about that?
Oh, yeah, we just changed his mind. We can't go back there.
Yeah, they're easy. That's a shoe-in, that one. It's in the bag. Okay, our third hardest game left is Brentford away. They've been a big surprise this season. They beat Newcastle 3-2 at St James's Park on Saturday. Luce, did you see any of those highlights?
Yeah, I watched the game, actually.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah, they've been a really impressive side. But, I think it's going to be a good. I still have nightmares against that opening game of the season.
When Carragher and Neville were dancing with the fans.
Yeah. How many seasons ago was that? Maybe three?
Like three?
Yeah.
Four, right.
Yeah.
I remember let's not question Johnny, right?
He knows.
He definitely knows it was four. He's done that thing where he goes, oh, it could be four.
Yeah.
It's literally etched on his memory.
And they scored in the 16th minute.
Yeah.
But I remember
nice
being
kick around with the boys. Yeah. That's what Ivan Toney said.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're, do you know what? Their set pieces and the throw-ins from Coyote are a massive asset of theirs. But they're a really good, refined team. Like, I think this season they just become more refined. The quality of their chance creation is why they've scored as many as that. I mean, I think the XG stats suggest that they create great chances. They're very direct. They go front to back very quickly.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a problem at home. And they're a lot more well rested than we are. And they've got players in form. Mm-hmm. So it is a lot to worry about. Like what you say, it is probably the third most difficult fixture left. But what I like about this team is that they have responded well to adversity. Arsenal, that is.
Yeah.
A lot of times this season, we respond quickly, and now's another chance to keep doing it. There's going to be a lot of these moments towards the back end of the season. We have to keep responding.
They're very, very good on the counter.
Yeah.
They're very good at, we were talking about Gyökeres earlier, and that's what I was mentioning about Thiago. They love sticking it into Thiago, and he's so great at those balls out to the right, balls out to the left. He's in that Ivan Toney position, and where they've lost some Buemo, on the left-hand side, like Dango, his crosses, and they're going to like hitting us on the counter. So I wonder how brave Mikel's going to be, Lucy.
I think they will be as brave as they have been this season. I think it's going to be a game of foot races. Like there's going to be a lot of foot races, and our back line is quality. And when you look at that before the game, what I advise is for you is to get that table up again.
Okay,
and have a quick
I feel
look at
calmer
it.
when I've got the table in front of my hand.
Yeah,
Look
just have a quick
it's got
look at
lovely
it.
colours.
Yeah.
Lots of green.
Lots of green.
Lots of green. Yeah.
I might not sleep after that. After that preview you've given it a game now, Luke. No, I do think it's a game, foot races, and a game to manage, which I feel we've been really good at this season. We're going to have to, that's what we've done well. It's going to be a lot of moments to manage, but I trust this team to manage them. It won't be a case of getting surprised. There'll be a lot of moments we have to manage in this game, and we'll have to be focused to win the game. But I feel as though this team, the way Arteta set the team up this season, is built for this sort of game.
Do you know what got me excited was watching the highlights of that the Newcastle game, and Newcastle scored from a set piece, scored a header from a corner.
Yeah, that's
like, we're good at that.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And Gabriel hasn't scored for like a while now, has he? So I'm thinking, stick your money on Gabriel scoring a header in this game.
And if not, own goal.
Oh, do you know, we didn't mention this in the first part. We got so close. Own goal almost scored in the Sunderland game.
Yeah.
It was, I was gutted. He was our big money signing in the summer. Now, like Saliba and Gabriel, they're going to really have their hands full. And I thought Saliba did very, very well against Brian Brobby. Fantastic name. And I think it's going to be even harder against Thiago. He's scored 17 goals this season, and it's not just from luck. He is someone who is just got that footballing brain. He's got great awareness, brilliant from the penalty spot, although we tend not to give away, touch wood, too many penalties. I think it really is going to be a big game for our centre-backs, Luce.
Yeah, when you look at that 17 goals in the league season, that is phenomenal for Brentford for a forward man, especially when you're coming from a club who signed a striker to try to do exactly that. But we've got goals coming from more parts of the pitch.
Yeah.
And from other people, other teams as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think William Saliba will have his work cut out. But the guy's a Rolls Royce, isn't he? So it's going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be a really good test.
That we could be 3 points. We'll only be 3 points in front at this point, Johnny. This is going to be a big, big game. I think Brentford have been fantastic this season. And when we beat Brentford 2-0 back in December, Marino was playing up top as our front man, and he scored the opener. I also see, Trossard he came off, they said it's an impact injury, so I'm hoping he can play because he was fantastic against Sunderland, Johnny. I think he'd be quite a big miss for us.
Oh yeah, he'd be massive. This is a game you kind of do need that ingenuity and that like innovation, what he does bring to the team. Invention, sorry. But yeah, I think he's been a big miss. But interestingly, Marino starting that game, and that nature of that game suggests that this is a game you need to take your chances. Marino is actually ridiculously clinical.
Yeah.
So whoever does start up top, it might be Havertz, might be Gyökeres. I don't think it will be Jesus. They have to take that chance. The chance will come in the first 30, 35 minutes. We kind of could really do with scoring that chance and not letting that pass us by, because these are the games you need to take your chances, because you will get punched on the nose if you don't.
I would really like to see Odegaard fit for this game. You
Yeah.
know, when you look at Brentford, a lot of they really the way they spread their centre backs out so they can pass into their two central midfielders, Janelt or whoever else is playing there, like Damsgaard. I feel like Odegaard is just the kind of player that would really force that press. Because Havertz, I love Havertz. He's beautiful. He's wonderful. He's ethereal. He just glides about the place. But he's not like Odegaard. He's just like a dog with a bone with the press.
Yeah.
And I do feel like this is a game where we're really going to need those players. That's why maybe a Martinelli might be a good player to start in this game.
Yeah, I think if you want to see the team press, Odegaard is so key. He's the one that he's the one that finds the triggers for everyone to go. Martinelli,
They do press higher, so therefore press-resistant players like Odegaard, someone who is comfortable evading a press, means, in theory, more opportunities are created if we get past it and then we can play in. That's why I don't even mind Martinelli, because if you get behind that high press, that pace could come in quite handy. But I feel like, yeah, this is a game we need our captain to do what he does best, pick up the ball, control it, manage it. And it's not just our defence. On Saturday, we sort of managed the game defensively quite well and Rice did the job. But you can manage the game in offence with what you do in possession and retaining possession. That's why Odegaard is at his best. And what his best skill is for us is making sure we keep the ball in and around the opposition final third. So yeah, I think he'll be back. He was managed like it was a sort of load management sort of
Whether he'll start, I don't know. But I mean, you know, Brentford, when they played against us, they played a 5-4-1, where like when against Newcastle, they were more like 4-4-2.
Yeah.
And Newcastle were quite bad at the moment. You know, I know Gyökeres came back, but like he's not really been fit. And they really aren't going to get as much joy against Arsenal as they did against Newcastle. So as much as it was a very good performance and going and win at St James's Park, you know, I don't think they've done it since like 1930. So there's nothing to be sniffed at. But I think that if they are overconfident in this game, then I think we will win it very, very easily, Johnny.
I think you're right. I do think you're right. I think it could end up, in an ideal world, best case scenario, you get a sort of Leeds game. Leeds away game. That is the best. I mean, they're better than Leeds and they're more direct than Leeds. But in an ideal world, that's how it pans out. But we'll see, because it is it's psychology. That's the only thing that's going to stop us, really. We are better than everyone.
I'm glad it's away in some way.
Yeah,
because we're not at home,
nervy.
you know, feeling nervy. Look, if your manager's a set piece coach, we ain't worried. All right, we're good at that.
We're about to concede from a long throw.
Oh, God. We're going to lose 1-0. And listen, I think that's all we got time for. It's been absolutely fantastic, guys. This has been beautiful. We're top of the league. We're 6 points clear. We're going against Brentford. It's going to be a good match, but I'm excited. Thank you so much for all of you who have been watching us or listening to us here at The Thing About Arsenal.